Hey guys, what's going on? It's Evelyn99 here with a new Q&A video. I've been working very diligently to deliver a new Q&A video every 3 months, and I'm right on target. But sincerely, I'll attempt to upload a Q&A video at least once every 3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 to 7 to 14 to 24 weeks. But seriously, you can expect one at the very least monthly, so if you'd like to ask a question for next month's Q&A video, leave a comment down below, or alternatively you can send me a tweet on Twitter, although that wouldn't be as practical, so if you're feeling rather coy, then send me a tweet. So I'll begin with answering the questions from December's Q&A, although those may be horribly archaic, but we can look at those anyway. If you remember my last Q&A, which kudos to you if you do, but shortly after I uploaded it, I remembered who Jacob Blum was. He was in my middle school band. So your lack of anonymity does not make it entertaining anymore. You had a good run though. What is on my tongue? What is that? Is that food? And thank you to everybody, 2 people, who admired my choice of background music. Speaking of which, here's a little secret, I edited that in post-production. That's all that unfolded in the comments. The rest of the comments have to do with my hair, but that is, I believe, no longer a relevant issue, so, or topic, wasn't necessarily a big issue, and if it was, then you should reconsider your life's priorities. Am I going to be a linguistics professor or something? Why do I dwell so much on grammar in English? I don't know. Maybe I'm interested in it. Maybe it's a profession I could consider taking. Alright, it's settled. I'm going to be a linguistics professor when I grow up. Alright, on Twitter, @JoelFigueroa12 asks, best $1,000 gaming/video editing PC. I actually researched this out of my own interest, and temporarily I even considered purchasing what I found, and I will leave a link in the description. I also have a maybe screen cap of what I found. It was a gaming PC, I believe, not iBuyPower manufactures it. It has an i7-4790K processor, I believe clocked at 4.0 GHz, but you can check otherwise if I'm incorrect. It also has a capable GTX 960 as well. This is pre-built, by the way. You didn't specify, so I'm assuming they meant pre-built. And it also has 8 gigs of RAM and a 1TB hard drive. Although I initially considered it, a gaming PC just is not for me. Well, a gaming PC, like a desktop, is not for me. I have a gaming laptop, and I'm definitely fine for that because mobility is a top priority for me. Safety is #1 priority. Mobility is so important that I just couldn't have a gaming PC because I couldn't imagine just being stationary in one place all day doing everything. I need to move around my house, maybe go outside a little bit. I just can't be in my room all day, just in front of a display and just surrounded by computer peripherals. I do sit in my room sometimes, however I do mobilize often, so I would upgrade my gaming laptop maybe within the next year or so, but that would only be to obtain a better gaming laptop, a better spec gaming laptop. I mean, mine's fairly powerful right now. It's actually quite powerful, so I'm content with it for now, although maybe at the end of the year I'll buy another or an upgraded gaming laptop. Or maybe a new phone. Buying both would just be scraping the bottom of the barrel. I probably couldn't pull that off. Or at least both by the end of the year, but we'll see. Gaming laptop or new phone? Galaxy 6 Edge, 128GB Galaxy 6 Edge, which would be $960. If I were to buy a new gaming laptop, that'd be maybe $1,000, $1,100. I don't know. It's a very premature question, but if you'd like to answer it, you're more than welcome to the comments. Mr. Ginger Austin asks, what are your honest thoughts on Sam Smith winning 4 Grammys for just one song? Oh, the Grammys, when was that? 2 months ago, I'd like to say. Something 8th, although I could be entirely incorrect. But yes, I do think, although Sam Smith is talented, I do not think that Stay With Me deserved 4 Grammys. It didn't even deserve 1. It's such an overbearingly generic song. It blatantly ripped off Tom Petty's song. I forgot the name of it, but excuse me. I listened to his album In the Lonely Hour. It's not bad, but then again, it's not good. But if he were to win anything, it'd be for something else, just not that song. It's so generic. It just follows. It's a pop song, granted, but I mean, it's even more generic than most pop songs I've heard, and it's just nothing. I feel nothing from it. Well, I mean, I am a robot, so maybe that's why I don't feel any emotion. Oh. Wadi Valeriano. What do you think about Twitch growing as a source for video game content and big gaming YouTubers shifting towards streaming? You Slido. We discussed this about 3 months ago, I believe. 2.5 to 3 months ago. So, although I don't want to reiterate, I suppose since time has elapsed, there may have been something that occurred between those few months, although I haven't heard anything, so nothing must have transpired, but who knows? I suppose I'll rehash what I said. I use Twitch. I don't use it often. I occasionally, maybe every 2 to 3 weeks. I only use it to watch a couple of gaming YouTubers. I can watch Let's Plays that are 2 hours in length, however, not at once. So I pause momentarily to do something else, and then maybe come back to it an hour later. With the live stream, doing that is sort of redundant, because the whole point is watching something live as it's streaming. I just couldn't keep up with the live stream, therefore making it moot in that case. So personally, I don't use it often. May I use it, let's say in a year from now? Maybe, because as you've said, and as you've maybe implied, I don't know, I'm not looking at your question right now, nor do I care. I know this individual from school, so it's alright for me to be blunt. Yes, gaming YouTubers use Twitch as a secondary medium, however, I do not see the majority of gaming YouTubers switching over completely to Twitch. I just don't see it. Will it happen in a few years? There is a possibility, however I don't see it, but then again I'm not a prophet, so I shouldn't be expected to predict. At Ninja Explosion asks, favorite Macklemore song besides Thrift Shop and Can't Hold Us? I don't listen to Macklemore, man. I couldn't say. He's coming out with a new album this year, right? Well, he must be. It's been like, I believe, 2 years since his last one. Oh, I remember Thrift Shop. That was January of 2013. That was its peak of popularity. That was something. That was a craze, wasn't it? I had DJ BQC ask. Oh, it doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but anyhow. Choose one. Galaxy S6 versus HTC One M9 versus iPhone 6 versus Nexus 6. I'm not going to choose one. I'm going to rank them. 4th place, iPhone 6. 3rd place, HTC One M9. It's an evolutionary upgrade, but I just don't see anything, you know, incentivizing about it. But second would be the Nexus 6, stock Android. That's its biggest selling point. Absolutely love stock Android. It's a phablet too, and I've always been somewhat interested in trying out a phablet because I never have. So that'd be interesting, but if I end up disliking it, then I guess it wouldn't be second, it'd likely be third, but then that means the HTC One M9 would be second. I think the Galaxy S6 would be my premier choice. Preferably the 6 Edge, the S6 Edge, but I think that's everybody's preference. Unless you prefer the S6, the S6 Edge, let me know. I'd be curious as well. I suppose a viable reason could be that the edges are just too distracting, too feudal, and they're not needed, and I just think it looks cool. Thanks for the question, Dimitri. Next we have at Nico_guitars, Nicholas Gallardo. Who's your high school crush? I'm not giving you the satisfaction. Not that I ever would have. I'm not saying. Not that there's anything to say. Shields himself in the corner. Who's your high school crush? That denotes one person, therefore your question's invalid. At Ty435 asks, when are you dropping a mixtape? 2031. Thinking maybe July or September. August is just, July or September, you have 4th of July. July, September, you have fall leaves and autumn. Pre-orders will begin in 2019. It'll be on sale for $14.99 plus $3 or $4 shipping and handling. It isn't a digital release, it's exclusively on vinyl. I spent millions of dollars in production. Don't ask me how I managed to obtain millions of dollars. I'm still thinking of the name. I'll let you know within the next 15 years or so. Nicholas Rungy asks, is that how you pronounce your last name? I sincerely apologize. I've been talking to you for like 8 months. You'd think I'd know, but that's an issue with me, my phonetics. I wanted to be a linguistics professor. He asks, are you satisfied with life? Yes, I am fairly satisfied with life, although, of course, as an angsty 16-year-old, my life is somewhat uneventful right now. However, I expect things to pick up within the next year. Honestly, I don't believe things could be much better. However, things could be much worse, so I am grateful for that. So yes, I am fairly satisfied. I'm not going to delve into specifics. You didn't ask, so I don't really have to, and I'd like to keep this video under 40 minutes. And last but least, I'm just kidding, Harrison. At Harrison Madruga asked, "What's your take on Zayn leaving One Direction? I know music will never be the same." You're right. Zayn leaving the band leaves One Direction in an odd position. Honestly, I don't see the band continuing for much longer. Perhaps for another year or so, they'll release one more album, but then sort of just phase out within the next year or two, perhaps, maybe 2 years. I don't see them pursuing a permanent career as a group. Perhaps they'll have a solo career. Of course they will. That's what they do. They sing. They'll make the most out of it. But I don't believe that One Direction will continue for much more than 2 years. 2.5 maybe. Maybe 5 or 20. No. In a way, I saw Zayn as the adhesive that sort of glued One Direction together. Mediocre metaphor, but regardless. The reason I'm relatively knowledgeable about One Direction is because I love to keep in the know. And my sister used to like One Direction. However, while she does still like One Direction, she's not necessarily a huge fan as she was a couple of years ago. She detests Zayn, by the way. She thinks it was a bit pitiful. It's a bit pathetic how he just left due to stress-related issues and wanting to pursue a solo career. And assumably one of the reasons he left was to escape the whole fandom. But even if he left, his fans are still going to follow him. The obsessive One Direction fanbase will still continue to follow Zayn, whether or not he pursues a solo career. So I don't know what the rationality was behind it. I honestly, I mean, good for him, but at the same time, it wasn't the smartest of moves, as much as I despise that word. Those are my thoughts, my very educated, eloquent thoughts about One Direction, or Zayn Malik in general. That's the video. We're ending it on One Direction. Best way to end a video. If you like this, thank you for enjoying it. What else would I say? Alright, you've been Evil Ninjas 99. This is a close and shut case. Alright, this is extremely drawn out. Bye, guys.